Hello and welcome to Riot Retro Gaming. Every Wednesday, three of us meet to play nostalgic retro games and let some steam off after work, with the occasional guest appearance.
We all take turns playing a game from start until we complete it over a series of Wednesday nights. You can help us if you've played too.
And not forgetting the odd unscheduled stream here and there and special one-off theme streams.
So join in with us live every Wednesday on screen chat and have fun and banter with us.
My earliest memories with the Commodore 64 when I was around 8 years old. One of my favourite games must be Bruce Lee on the C64.
My earliest memory is my 64. I don't actually remember getting it or where I got it from. I assume I got it for a birthday. But I definitely remember getting my Master System. I remember going to Games Master Live. One of my first memories of a game that's not normally a game that is mentioned by people is a New Zealand Story.
We will see you all soon on Riot Retro Gaming. Don't forget, click this bell icon on YouTube and you'll get every single notification.
Riot Retro Gaming, Wednesdays, 9 GMT.
Be there or be square.
No, peanuts.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Yes, it is finally Wednesday.
Mm.
And guess who we got tonight? Well, you should know. You followed the Facebook post and all the stupid posts I've been putting up. All you Instagrammers
Hello.
out there. There he is.
Hello, yeah, sorry about that.
What an entrance.
There he
Nice
is,
to meet you.
Mr. Chris.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm really humbled to be considered worthy of, being interviewed on your channel, really, because you've had some really interesting people. So thanks a lot for inviting me.
Well, I don't know why I still don't know why we're good, but there you go.
No,
It's
you
funny,
are.
you said that on your channel once, didn't you? I don't know why anyone watches, because I'm shit.
No, you're not. It's like one of the things I like about this channel is the you guys obviously are really good friends and things, and that totally comes across. It's like every week it's just like a total laugh,
Bantering.
I also like the production values as well. I noticed you've got the green screen behind you there. Some of the stuff you've done with the intros and extras and stuff is just fantastic. The extra, I find myself every week when the stream finishes, sat there watching it for like 5 minutes. It's just brilliant. Love it.
Yeah.
Is that all the fun, the outtake bit?
Yeah, and all the stuff you do as well, the themed stuff, like the Wackaday stuff you did and the Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that's brilliant.
It's just great.
Yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate that. It's brilliant. I mean, like you know what the editing's like, and I've come away from it. It's so tedious. It's just too much time, and even you, when we was doing a podcast, I've just had to come away from it. It stresses. I mean, I enjoyed it. That's how I started, and it's just evolved into this, like with the YouTube channel.
Yeah. It's going to go a long way, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to get a lot more subscribers because, like I say, the quality of the content you've got is just brilliant. It really is. There's nothing like it out there, and it always surprises me every week when I look at your subscriptions. I'm thinking this week they're going to have like 5,000, 10,000. It's just going a bit slow, but it will build up. Trust me, it will.
Yeah,
cheers,
to
my
be
man.
fair, I always just do it to play games and have fun. If it's that, it sort of comes. It comes.
And that's what you've got to do.
Not really why
that's what
we
you've got to
do
do. You've got to do it for yourself. As long as you guys are enjoying it each week, just keep doing it, and it'll just grow. It'll just grow and grow and grow. It'll snowball. I'm sure. You definitely.
Yeah,
think
thanks. I appreciate it.
Got a few people saying hello here as well.
The chat's going nuts already, Chris.
Hang on.
Yeah, so hello everyone. We're trying not to forget you tonight. Any questions, ding in. That'd be brilliant. We've got a few new people there. It must be some of your guys, Chris.
We've got Dave's game room.
Yeah, Refraction.
We know
PCSX2,
Jamie's.
Mark. That's a bit random, isn't it? There's probably loads of Marks out there. Jamie's there. Jamie saying hello, Gadget. So yeah. So anyway, Chris, correct me on any of these if I'm wrong, but you're from Manchester.
Yeah, yeah. I always say in Manchester to try and just keep it a bit vague. It's not, you never really want anybody, strangers on the internet, to know exactly where you live, unless it's friends and stuff. But yeah, around Manchester.
Yeah. So you're into?
Mark Scandina.
Oh, that's the guy from EVE Online. Wasn't it? Yeah, we used to play EVE Online. Someone's just popped on from that. Hi, Gangina. How you doing, my man? Ain't seen you for a long time. So yeah, electronics, diagnostics and repair, probably a bit better than I am. I mean, I'm good at PCBs and repairing and whatnot, like Graham and Lee. That's what they do as day job. But this guy on our screen is a legend with PCBs and electronics, so this is why he's on here. So, Gadget repairs, he buys broken retro consoles and computers. I like the restoring that you do, so you use all the retro brighting and that Maguire's, Maguire's? That's it, plastics, yeah. I actually use that on some of my cars now because of you. But yeah, it's great. If you watch some of Gadget's videos, and we'll show you a bit of his website in a bit, he uses a lot of that Maguire's plastics for cars' headlights to get the plastic back to a normal finish. But he uses it on consoles to get all the scratches and blemishes out. Wicked idea. And what do? You don't sell anything. You add stuff to your collection.
Yeah, it's like all I've done over the years is over the last 5 years since I started YouTube is just collect all the things that I wanted as a child, the things that my parents perhaps couldn't afford to buy me when I was younger, or things that systems that couldn't perhaps afford when I was growing up, teenager and stuff. Because there's just so many, but these days they're so cheap. There's just so much stuff on eBay that's whole system 20-30 quid. Controls and things as well. It's hard to turn down. So I've been buying systems to fix for myself. To just broaden my collection, really, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny, it carries on because it wasn't until I thought about the Amiga again and all the Commodore stuff a couple of years ago. I thought, I always wanted a 1200 and I couldn't afford it. I was a little poor student back then. And as soon as I bought one, it still had the same thing. It was like, I got a 1200!
yeah, exactly the same.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's the only good thing about being a grown-up.
Yeah,
you buy stuff.
That's the thing, isn't it? As you get older, you've got the money, and these things are cheap now. So it's like, as you say, there's two elements to it, I think. One of them is nostalgia. So you went and the systems that you used to have as a child, or you had as a teenager and stuff growing up. You also want the stuff you couldn't have.
Exactly.
CD32, etc.
Definitely. And I was going to say the CD TV. Well, I got the CD TV, and I just couldn't believe it. I know, like you say, it's a lot cheaper now, but when I picked up that CD TV in London and got it in the car, got it home, and I think I'd done a crappy YouTube video on it.
Yeah.
I was still blown away, like, wow, I got one of these. I remember just looking at it in the See You Amiga mags. And I was like, oh, that black monitor. And
yeah, there is something special about the way that it looks, isn't it? The way it's styled, the CD TV. It's a fantastic piece of kit. I'm really jealous that you've got one of those. It's one of the things, like I say, I don't have yet.
I've sold it now. I shouldn't have really. I know. Don't flame me, trolls, please.
Don't turn up very often on eBay. You see a lot more CD32s than you do CD TVs.
That's true. They're starting to skyrocket. I see one. Actually, I looked at a CD TV today on eBay for 600 quid, but it had a rare developer board in it or something from Commodore.
Wow. Yeah, that will. Yeah, it's probably worth £6 if it's got that in it.
Well, yeah. So, what are the guys saying? Let's have a quick look.
Lots.
I need a CD32.
I said something about fixing a washing machine door as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the April Fool's thing, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. After I did that PC Engine remix there, did you watch that? I think you did. I think I saw a comment from you. That dirty.
I watch everything.
I just uploaded that washing machine thing. That washing machine video had been sat on my hard disk for about 18 months, actually. It was one of those things I thought, no one's going to be interested to see me fixing the washing machine. I'll just... And I did actually delete it. Just a month ago. It got deleted from my hard disk.
Oh, really?
And after I did that remix video, I sat there thinking, oh, actually, I could use that, and I could say, my wife's disowned me kind of thing, sold all my stuff. And so that's where that video came from. I just got it off a backup, took it off a backup. But
brilliant. That was that was good. That was good. I like it. What was it? I've sold everything.
My wife
can't remember what you said.
50 quid.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, one of the things with my videos, they could be a lot better if you'd edited them. I'm sure they would be a lot better. If somebody sat down and reviewed them and went, okay, cut that, move this here, move that there, cut that. Because one of the things I do quite a bit is actually reiterate things. I say something, and then a minute later I say the same bloody thing, and it must drive people nuts. Because actually, when I watch things back, it drives me nuts. Think, oh, why did I leave that in? I'm kind of too eager to just let's get it out of the way, just get it up there, and that's it.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, as one of your viewers, I'm concentrating on more what you're doing and what you're showing and what you're fixing and how and why. But I know what you mean, and I think that's good in a way. Being self-critical sort of trims your videos how people want to see it as well.
I sometimes find
I know if you're repeating stuff, but I don't know. I don't really see that.
I say with some of the videos I watch, when they are edited out, I sometimes think it almost then becomes like you're trying to follow what they're doing, and they cut like a 5-minute section out, and you're like, so to have it just with it unedited,
I think it's better.
It's more sort of real to how it'd be when you do it anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes it's quite difficult. It's trying to find that line, isn't it? There's a fine line to find, I guess. And I don't always get it right, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make. And as you say, being self-critical, it can be beneficial, but sometimes it could be a bad thing as well, And that's one of the reasons why there's gaps in my videos. Sometimes I could just get really demoralised and think, well, no one's really interested in this stuff. Is there any point, kind of thing? And that's what happens when you become too self-critical, I think. But also, I think one of the things I think personally about my videos, if you look back, or if I look back at my videos, it's an evolution. If you look at some of my older stuff, God, it's awful.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's true. That's true.
The earlier videos I did, there's no ESD protection. Some of my MVS stuff, I've got MVS boards on the carpet, and I'm just like throwing them around.
Yeah, I've seen some.
I watch them now, I'm like, oh my God, why did I put that MVS board on the carpet there? It's like, what was I fucking thinking? Excuse my language. You know what I mean?
You don't need to say excuse my language on it.
We normally have to say excuse ends.
But yeah, those MVSs are a lot of money, aren't they?
Yeah, well, not really actually. It's like when I got my MVS, I got that 1FZ. It was £29 shipped. So dead cheap, really. It's like
not bad.
Yeah, it was a misconception with the Neo Geo. Everyone seems to think it's expensive to get into, and it is if you go for an AES. The consolised home version. You're paying what £100 roughly, maybe 150 for something that's not all scratched up and stuff. And then the problem then is the cost of the games. But if you get an MVS, £30, you just need a power supply, with a little bit of soldering there to solder a little, a video cable on and power socket and a switch and stuff and some controller ports. It's a bit fiddly to do all that stuff, but get all out of the way, and then you could get something like the 161 in one. That's about 40 or 50 quid. You've got 161 decent Neo Geo games, so it's that expensive.
All arcade. Yeah, we're trying to be careful, guys, because I actually said we might ask the viewers, but for some reason when we speak on Skype, and this has happened with every interview so far, there's not a full duplex option either. I thought there was something silly that I missed, but when we speak, it cuts whoever we're interviewing out. So we're very careful on if we see we see Chris's lips move, and we sort of shut up.
The delay is really disturbing as well, isn't it? It's like I'm looking at me in the top right of the window, and I'm like instant, and the one down here is like 10 seconds out, and I'm like, whoa, it's like I can't deal with it.
We often wave to ourselves. You sort of do that, and then you wave back.
Yeah, look at Lee just trip over. Quick, look at the monitor. I see him do it again. So, what's this? Dave's Game Room is saying I got ripped for install my Vampire into my Amiga 500 Plus on my living room rug. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Inspired by Gadget UK. Electronash. The thing about ESD is that it's fair enough on stuff you're keeping. I would never build something without wearing an ESD wrist strap for stuff I'm selling, though.
Yeah.
It's a fair point.
I've got my ESD underwear on tonight. In fact, I've got 2 pairs on just in case.
Well, we're not transmitting an electric, really. What have you got in the background?
What's that, sorry?
What have you got in the background?
Oh, yeah, on this side, I think, is the Amiga 1200 on Rainbow Islands. And on this side, we've got MAME, Operation Wolf.
Oh,
A
nice.
couple of people mentioned Operation Wolf from the chat.
Yeah. I did have Roadrunner on here before we started the stream, but then I realised you got that on the icon as well. You know, the image that Ant sent me before, the icon for today's stream. That was the photo Maddie took.
Yeah, it was.
I was playing Roadrunner. So I thought,
oh, really?
Coincidence. I've got to remove Roadrunner. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just repairs and restoring Gadget does. If you guys don't know, he also mods and adds more functionality to aging consoles. So let's get into. So we'll get back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So as your daily work, so I thought you was a freelance hardware engineer, but you're not. You're a software designer, aren't you?
Yeah. I kind of wish I was. It's one of these things. I wish I didn't have my current job, if I'm completely honest. And I wish I could do this full time, but I guess everybody wants to do YouTube full time. So yeah, my profession at the moment, I'm a software developer. At the moment, actually, I'm developing iPhone apps, iOS apps.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've got a game that I'll perhaps show you on my channel at some point that I developed about 3 years ago, actually, with a friend of mine. He did all the graphics for it. He came up with the initial concept, actually, but then together we kind of worked on it and it evolved. And it's got all the groundwork there to be a really, really good game, and it's almost complete. But it's like I say, 3 years ago, I just put it on hold because of my channel. You know, my channel was just taking so much time. I thought, do I really want to finish this game or not?
Yeah.
The retro hardware stuff was just more interesting to me, but ultimately I need to try and find some time to get back to that, I think. But yes, I develop apps.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. That sounds good, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I've done bits of development over the years. You know, I started. I'm probably jumping ahead here. Have you got a question? You've got a question?
No, carry on.
Yeah, my sort of interest in technology started perhaps when I was about 9. So at school, we had a BBC. I don't know whether what you had when you were at school, whether you had a BBC.
I had one at home, BBC 8.
Oh, you lucky sod. Yeah.
Look at his little face.
Yeah.
He loves it.
That's what I come from. I've never had Amigas or C64s. I was a BBC man.
I want an Acorn, and I've got a BBC actually on my watch list at the moment on eBay. So, yeah, watch this space. Hopefully, should get a BBC soon. But when I was at school, we had a BBC. And that was where I was absolutely blown away, you know, as a kid. First computer I'd ever seen. Colours, you know, like coloured text and stuff. You could, you know, what's this basic thing? Yeah. You know, 10 print something, go to something, if statements and all that. The older lads, you know, would start teaching me basic, you know, if statements and, you know, all this more complicated stuff that it just really got me enthused. You know, I'm going home, I guess, and talking to my parents and going, oh, you know, I want a computer. So they got me a ZX81. You can imagine.
Oh, really?
You can imagine how impressed I was, you know, having a colour computer at school with sound and everything to go into ZX81. So that was where I started on the ZX81 about 9 years old. It was a birthday present. And I guess following up from that, you know, different computers over the years, Spectrums and C64s, Amigas, etc. But that was only really as I became an adult. It was like I think I only really got rid of my Spectrum Plus 2 when I got to about 17. And I started with YTS. I was actually, you remember the YTS schemes, the old...
the youth training schemes.
The equivalent is these days, is I don't know what it's called. What thing would you take on an apprenticeship? It's a bit like an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had the opportunity for university, well, not university, I would have been at college at that stage at 16, leaving, you know, school, going to college. And I did start on a higher national, but then decided to go on the YTS. And my mum and dad actually kind of made me do that. They said that they thought I was more practical. You know, I wanted to get more hands-on and actually get experience rather than the qualification. And don't regret that at all. It's like I gained so much experience by going straight from school into a YTS, which, you know, I had some training part-time a week. You know, it was like 2 or 3 days a week, I think it was. It might be 4 days a week initially, where I would study City and Guilds. I think it was about level 3 or so in electronics. But then obviously, you know, as the years went on, I followed up with other training and stuff. But I only stayed in the electronics side of things for about 3 years, maybe 3.5 years. It wasn't very long at all. Everything you see on my channel is the summation of about 3.5 years of experience from when I was about 17 up to about 21, 22.
Yeah. I look at your videos and I envy you, man.
Thank you.
Again, I would love to do more with hardware. I'd love to do more troubleshooting and that. I mean, I went to college when I was 17, and unfortunately, we were just DOSing and we dropped out, and that was the end of that. But yeah, I should have stuck at it really, because, you know, when things go wrong now, you know, even a little while ago, I was telling the guys tonight, I got another C64. I was actually going to send you, but it's just something wrong with it. It's just black screen, and it just won't turn on, and it's just that little part. It's like, if I knew that, I would be able to just diagnose it. And, you know, a multimeter is not enough. You need the oscilloscope, and
You touched on an interesting point there, though, which I just want to talk about, and that's you know, you said that you went to college and you kind of like dossing about and stuff because you wanted to have fun, kind of thing. And I think that's the thing. That's one of the things that's kind of wrong with society, is that we're sending out kids to college and to university and stuff, and sometimes they don't always know what they want to do, or if they do know what they want to do. They're kind of forced in a slight different direction. Do you know what I mean? So, and I think that's the thing. I was really lucky when I think back. I mean, one thing I kind of regret is that I didn't go through the whole education, route from 16 onwards. I should have gone to college. Should have become a higher national. Should have gone and got a degree in electronics. Yeah. But I learned so much more, and I really enjoyed it. That was the thing. It's like every day I was like waking up like, whoa, let's go to work straight away. You know, I can't wait to go and see what stuff we've got to fix today. You know, what's it going to be? And I mean, you got a PC, Amstrad, etc. And that's hard to find. So I was really lucky in some ways that I had my parents behind me forcing me down that road. Most parents wouldn't do that, I think. Most parents would be like, no, you're going to university. You need to become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, you know, an architect.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. So I think I was just lucky in that sense. People at that age, most people often, I would say, don't really know what it is they want to do with their lives. It's very difficult.
I just wanted to ride my BMX.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Elon Musk brought that point up quite recently, didn't he? Even Elon Musk said it. If you watch some of Elon Musk videos, he's bang on what you just said. You just hit the nail on the head. And he's putting his kids through his own school, apparently, and they're doing exactly what they want to do and skilling up with, you know. I always said that when you leave school, I think that you should be in school up to about 12. Then you should leave school and go and do work experience for a year. Yeah. And then come back to school. This should be the law. Yeah. And then by then you would have been kicked in the arse and sort of, you know, you think, right, I know what I should be doing or what I don't want to do now. And that's the kick you need, isn't it, really? Because you don't know the reality of it until it hits you.
No,
and that's
it's tricky at that age to know what you want to be for the rest of your life as well.
It's true. Yeah,
I've always said that as like a very similar thing, that, like you said, you should have more work experience from a younger age, you know, experience all the different things. And then maybe have an opportunity to focus on what you're actually enjoying as you do those different things. It's like 20, you go, right, now you need to do your degree, or you can start to actually study because you've found what it is you want to do. And if you haven't found it by the time you're 20, you just keep doing those sort of the things until you get it. You know, it's wrong. We've got it the wrong way around. It's like, it's easy, really.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That's quite a good point.
And actually, everybody learns more in life, you know, yourself, than you would ever do from any kind of educational system, you know, a formal, just sitting there and reading the material, etc. Just, you know, we all learn things every single day, including myself. You know, I learned so much by doing my YouTube videos. The comments I got on my videos, I just learned so much from them. So grateful for
it's nuts.
The comments I've had over the years, really. It makes you a better person, you know, I guess, as, you know, time goes on.
Definitely. Oh, the chat is going mental.
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I know when we do an interview, we try and keep up with everyone. We're not.
There was
ignoring
someone though. I think it's Electronic Ash was saying that he's got a BBC Model B. That he might do a deal with you on. I think he was saying earlier.
Hi Sanction, how you doing?
Sorry.
Sanction on Twitch has just said hi. He's a guy that distributes some of the SD2IECs.
Oh yeah, Future was 8-bit. I met him at Play Expo actually. Yeah, nice guy. Yes.
Yeah, but just touching on the BBC B again, I didn't realise that they were the computers BBC actually used to write the teletext with.
Yeah, there was I forget, but there was a channel. There was a video on someone's channel that showed you. It might be one of the it might be the British Computer Museum or something. I can't remember the name of the websites now. But there's a video they've done that shows all that hardware and shows how they actually used it to do all that stuff. Because I think they used some BBC stuff as well, or is it Amigas? I might be thinking of Amigas now. They used some computers there within the BBC to do all of the a bit like you're doing with the green screen stuff. You know, they did all the text on the programs there.
Right.
For BBC and stuff.
Oh, there you go.
I'm sure when we got ours, it was quite a fancy bit of kit at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we was pretty lucky to get our one, but we also had. I remember spending days. We had a book, like a programming book. We'd spend days and days and days typing out code. Like you press enter and it would go error line 3000 because you'd done something wrong. And in the end, I remember one. We spent days doing it. It was literally a rope swing with some white lines and two little stick man. You had to jump, grab the rope, swing across the gap. And we'd spend days typing that out.
It does make you appreciate it, doesn't it? You know.
I was going to say.
Apparently, they're saying it's on the possibly on the computing history channel.
Yeah, you beat me to it, Graham. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, you said, did you?
Yeah, they use mainly the BBs and Beebs, then our Archies. Yeah, Archimedes. That's another machine I want, actually, an Archimedes. But they're so rare. I think there's one on eBay now. It's £130 and it's faulty. I'm tempted.
Wow.
Really tempted to buy that.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't know. What you want
You'll be all right.
What you want is one of those custom chips eaten away by that battery acid, and you're like, you're knackered.
Yeah,
you search.
Well, that's what I was going to ask about the components. Are they still readily available for certain bits, or is just some stuff you just can't?
Yeah, it's just the custom stuff that you're knackered if those get corroded. But I mean, in general, where the battery is, I watched one of Plan C's videos. He's a good guy. He's a good channel you should watch. Plan C. He repaired an Archimedes recently, actually, and the same thing, battery leak in a certain area of the board. And if you look at what's around there, a lot of it's off-the-shelf stuff. So, you know, could be repaired, but there are one or two custom chips fairly near. So if one of those is corroded, you're crying.
So I suppose then you've got to try and find maybe another one that's broken, but that bit's still good and...
Yeah, make one good one.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose that's good about the advent of this FPGA stuff, because if you can reverse engineer a chip, they could probably make an FPGA to replace it and then just patch it on board somehow now, couldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things that I'm hoping will happen in the future. I mean, at the moment, they're replacing systems with FPGA. That's obviously been going on for years now. And I don't think there's probably not a system out there that's not been replicated in FPGA, apart from maybe the Neo Geo. I know Furtek is looking at the Neo Geo side of things at the moment. I'm sure there are probably examples out there where you can get an implementation of the Neo Geo in FPGA, but it's not very accurate. What he's doing is trying to go cycle accurate, perfect, exactly the same as the original hardware. But most of the other systems, your 8 bits, your 16 bits, your consoles, they all kind of already exist, well, almost in FPGA. We've seen the stuff that Kevtris has produced recently, the SNES.
Don't know. Okay.
And all that, what's it called? That it's quite.
Are you on about the mini SNES that was
released? No, I'm talking about there was another one, but Kevtris designed. It followed the mini SNES. I can't think of the name of the place now. There you go. Super NT. It's in the comments there. The analog is what the widow was looking for. Analog Super NT. I think it's about £120-ish, but that's the SNES in FPGA. Kevtris, like I say, created that, and that was one of the last few to be done. But I think a lot of them already exist. The C64, the PC Engine, the Spectrum, the Amstrad, all of those can all be really easily done because they're a lot of the parts are off the shelf. Your Z80s, your 68000s, and things like that. They're all. It's the same with the ST and Amiga. It's all off the shelf parts. Really, people have spent some time producing, writing the VHDL code or whatever to replicate some of the custom chips, some of the other custom chips, the things that are specific to those systems, like on the Amiga, the AGA chipset and stuff. That's all been done. So what I would like to see in future, one thing we haven't seen, is what you kind of mentioned a few minutes back, is the idea that, coming back to that Archimedes example, let's say one of your custom chips fails, why hasn't someone got the FPGA code to just go, here you go, here's replacement.
Exactly.
Just for that chip.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're going to go. We're going to think
that's a good idea.
Bewak. Do you watch Bewak at all? He's a good channel you should watch, a Norwegian guy.
I've seen bits and bobs. Yeah, he's very, very... it's not Heath Robinson, is it?
Yeah. He's more technical than me. He's certainly more geeky.
Oh, God, yeah. One of your other guys that I follow has actually just said hi. It was Beep 70. Is it Beep 76? Oh, Beep 73. He's just said hi. And are you going to be on after 10 or something? He said.
Yeah, I think he said he's still at work. He's still at work. So he said.
Yeah, 211 beeps. Yeah.
So what I was going to say is, Bewak has been looking at replicating the CIA in functionality, on the Amiga. Sorry, on the Amiga. Well, it will work on the Amiga, right?
64 and Amiga.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. There's hardly any difference between the two. So he's been looking at that, and if he does that, he'll be one of the first people to do that, really. I mean, I'm sure there's probably examples out there where someone's replicated one particular chip in an FPGA, but for the most part, that doesn't happen. It's usually the system, and sorry, I'm rambling on. You gonna...
No.
I ramble on. Just say, shut, fuck up. Shut up.
We got a million things to look at. That's the problem. Like I said before, the last. Well, normally when an interview finishes, I say it's not nerve-wracking, but I'm monitoring a lot of things. Oh, what you got there?
Yeah,
what's
right.
that?
Back to the Future.
That's good.
That was on telly
that.
the other day. I think last weekend it was on telly.
Yeah. So, what was the other thing? Because you've covered a load of things that I was going to ask, like how did you start, but there's where is it? Oh, that's it. What inspired you to create your channel and show people how and what you do?
It's quite. There's no easy answer to this. It's a combination of things. It's like between the age of about 25 and 5 years ago. What am I now? I'm 44 at the moment. So, yeah, between the ages say 25 and 39, I did nothing really with retro systems. I had none. I had nothing. I just had my PC. I went through probably what a lot of people did. Had like an Xbox and then got rid of that. Got a 360, and it was around the time I had a 360. I hit a midlife crisis, I guess. It's like I'm getting old. I'm getting old, and I don't know what it is. Something changes in all of us. I think when you get to a certain point of your life where you start looking back instead of looking forwards. You don't want to look forwards. You're like, shit. I don't look in that direction. I know what's coming. It's like I'd rather look back that way. So I think that happened. And at the same time, I read I was looking on Atari forum. Now, I said I didn't do anything really much to do with the retro game, and I didn't, but I still read the forums. I was reading up on repairs and seeing what was going on, on the Amiga forums, Atari forums, etc. And on the Atari forum, I'd not been on there for a few months, and I just read a comment. It was like pinned at the top or something. It said, sad news, the death of Alison Chalice. And I was like, oh God, I was like, can't believe this. I've read loads of her posts on this forum. She's, such a clever person, and it knocked me a little bit. But read these things, and you just think, it's just somebody else who's died. It doesn't kind of impact you in any kind of way. You feel sorry, but it's just something else that happens in the world. But as I read more, I followed the links onto her website, and a partner, Colin, it was a partner Colin had posted on there. These are Alison's website links. I'm going to preserve them. Now she's dead, kind of thing. And he had a blog, and I followed his blog and saw all the trauma he was going through day by day, and the links to her website, and I found out more about looking at her past and her history, and it just really hit me really hard.
It's mad,
I didn't know her. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So I contacted Colin, and we kind of just hit it off and just like become friends, really. It's like really, really close friends. And it was at that point I was watching YouTube, I guess, around that time, and there were people like Steve Benway. I was watching a lot of Steve Benway's videos. And a lot of the retro and limb stuff, actually, like Scott's Game Room, he used to be called the Console Snob, and Lawn Boys Post, Dave Webster. Those were all videos that I kind of watched, and it kind of gave me a bit of motivation to think, when I combined it with what had happened to Alison, and I started thinking, because this is the thing I'm missing here. She was the exact same age as me, like within a month or something. And when I read on that website there, she'd had almost an identical history in terms of everything she'd done with work experience and going through career. And that was why I think it impacted me so much, because I reflected and thought, shit, this could have been me. This was.
Yeah, well, true, I suppose.
And then you start to think, what am I going to leave behind? Well, you see, the thing is, with me, I'm married, but we've not got kids. We don't really want kids. I don't think kids would agree. To be honest, my wife would probably pass them off on to me, to deal with everything. So it's like, no, I don't want kids. I'm just going to be the sole person. I'm not doing it, kind of thing. So we never had kids, which means, what am I going to leave behind when I'm gone? Nothing. Zips.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
That was where my idea for YouTube, I thought, no, I've got to do something. I've got to share.
That's a good one.
My passion for these systems as I start to collect them.
Oh, nice. No, that's good. That's different. That's brilliant, actually. I know you got a Jamie. Jamie's probably watching another streamer. He's got another unruly ginger cat that comes in his videos every now and then. I don't know if he was watching last week's when we. I think he was when we ended the stream and Jamie's ginger cat we put up. Was it last week or the week
last
before?
week or the week before?
Oh, it's funny. So, whereabouts do you go to get your broken retro hardware? Is it a place other than eBay, or is it just eBay, or?
There's primarily only two places actually for me. eBay is the obvious one, but that's more difficult now. I don't know what you guys have found, but it's like I'm always looking on eBay. Faulty Commodore. That's probably my most popular search actually, and it's so hard to find things. I think, and this isn't just, I guess, it'd be very big-headed of me to think this my influence on YouTube. It's not. I think it's the whole. It's like, say, all of us reaching a certain age, you're all like dead enthused about buying all this stuff. The demand is there. Because the demand's there's more people doing videos, there's more people doing gameplays, there's more people doing repairs, people collect these things, and it's increasing as the days go on. So as a result, the supply and demand, they're just going up in price, and it's
true. It's the same with the phones, isn't it? The phones are like that on there. There's a lot of people buying up the broken phones on there, aren't there?
Yeah.
They go for stupid prices.
It's crazy. And this is the thing, isn't it? You look at some of the faulty systems now, it's crazy what people pay for faulty things. It's like, you've got to be nuts to buy some of these things.
So, I don't know if you're on the Amiga group, the EAB, but there's a guy on there called Solicore. I think he's watching. Hello, Solicore. And I went up to go and visit him, actually. We went to the computer museum.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah, good video.
And I knew nothing about it, but you must know about this. And it was the first time Andy up there introduced us to the, was it the coupe? Sam Coupe.
Oh, yeah. Those are rare as well.
And have you seen how much they're going for at the moment? That's 700 quid.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. I tell you what, I've been looking for ages, and they just never appear. Sharp 68,000, an X 68,000. Try and find one of those on eBay. It doesn't happen. I've been looking for one, on eBay for 5 years. I've never seen one.
No, it's crazy.
But I was saying, so the other place I get things is usually via my parents. Actually, they go on car boots. They go car booting a fair.
That's a good one.
But even that's dried up. In the last 18 months, they've been going, every week to multiple car boots and just not finding anything. So it's drying up a bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, apparently, a lot of the Polish guys. I work with a lot of the Polish guys, and they go down the markets really early in the morning to get the best deals. And when us lazy English turn up, they're all gone. Apparently, that's what happened.
My mum said that this morning. She said she wondered if it was, market, traders and things going as they're opening up. That's the problem. Mum and Dad go like 8 o'clock in the morning or something, but they started at unpacking at 6. People going around while they're unpacking.
That's it. They're there. That's it. That's exactly what happens.
Like you said, though, the trouble is the more people become like cotton on to stuff like that, becoming more popular. then sorry, the cat's just
The
popped
cat's
up.
there he is.
Yeah,
The unruly cat.
It does push the price up and make things harder to get.
And I guess that's one of the problems with my channel. And it's like I say, I'm not being big-headed. I think it's all people who repair things in general. As soon as you share that information, you go, this is how you repair this particular common fault. Everyone's looking on eBay, even if it's just black screen, black screen 64. Everyone's looking at C64 black screen. And they know what to do. They know to get diagnostics card, swap out the PLA, and then general, you're probably all right. You'll look out, And that is kind of a problem as well, But we're all, I guess there's loads of channels doing that. And the more of us that are doing it, the worse it's getting. So it's like,
true,
you can't win. I don't know.
But to be fair, I mean, a bit slightly different. My van broke down the other day. And the first thing I did was went on YouTube. It was a starter motor.
Yeah.
And instead of buying a new starter motor, I Googled my problem, found that you could just replace the brushes in the motor and fixed it myself, sort of thing. So I think for that, there's a lot. There he is.
Jamie, look, Jamie, there's another unruly ginger cat there.
Yeah.
But I suppose it also makes people aware when they maybe have had a machine sitting in the loft for the last 20 years and see something like that, think, oh, hang on a minute, I can actually sort of fix that and sell it for a bit of money.
Yes,
sort of thing.
Exactly.
So,
and I think the other thing that's happening there is people are selling. People are selling things, as you said, that they're working out what the fault is, and then they're increasing the value of it because they know what's wrong with it. It's like, CD32 needs recapping, must be worth at least £300 because all it needs is recapping. It's like, God.
Yeah, well, that's a really good point. Yeah, you don't think of that. It's not. Yeah,
I had one.
That's a good one.
When I bought mine, it was like that. The guy was like, "No, he needs a new laser. That's £30. It needs a recap. And this is how my capacitors. This is how much it's going to cost. It's going to take 2 hours labour."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh God, okay."
You'll have to delete all your videos.
Yeah.
It's you, Gadget.
but I suppose in some ways,
It's Retro Man Cave and Miss Mad Lemon and Jay's.
Yeah.
It's like all these people.
But then I suppose you've got to look at it with stuff like what you do. It's also keeping a lot more of them going.
Yeah.
So there'd be a lot more broken ones that are just collecting dust somewhere, where now people are probably fixing them and maybe using them. So you've kind of got to look at least at keeping them all working.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's like a wave thing. So like what we're going to hit in the next few months is like a wave where people get to a certain age and they'll go, "Oh, we're going to move house," and as soon as they move house, they'll clear out the loft and go, "Oh, we've got all this stuff, stick it on eBay."
Yeah.
I mean, if we hit a recession with Brexit, that might happen. Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed.
Yeah, everyone sells everything.
Yeah, it's true.
People, downsize my house, and then they'll, like I say, they hit the lofts, and we'll see loads of stuff hitting eBay. It'll be yay.
Yeah, we'll have to watch out for that. Are you just giving that away as well, Gadget? But yeah, what is your most memorable fix and why?
I was reading this question. I must have read it a dozen times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you've read through it.
It's so difficult because you kind of get. For me personally, I've kind of sentimental memories about all sorts of weird stuff. Everybody else just go, "What? This guy's crazy." It's like a good example is when I got my Neo Geo. I've got sentimental memories about that, but I can remember the anticipation of, the bidding, sitting there going, bidding it up on eBay, waiting. Am I going to win it? Am I going to win it? Am I going to win it? Because I was on holiday at the time, so it's like I remember that whole thing of sitting there bidding on it until I won it, and then when I won it, it was faulty, and I was like, okay, and I'm going to fix it. So I've got a lot of sentiments about that particular thing. But I guess in terms of going back throughout all of the things I've looked at, one thing that stands out perhaps is when I was about 18-ish, I think. It's a long story. The company I worked at, that YTS company I mentioned, I was working at a company one day a week. They took me on full time. The guy that was running it actually got booted out. They thought he was frauding the company. So rather than folding the company, the managing director said, because he had an air conditioning company, he turned around and said, "Chris, he says, I know you're really young, you haven't got a lot of experience, you might be unconfident and stuff, but do you think you could run the business on your own?" And I was like,
wow.
Yeah, all right then. I'd rather have that than not have a job. The boss to report to. That was the other thing. So I did that. But in my spare time, I wasn't earning very much because I was on YTS. My boss was kind of taking the director was taking the piss kind of thing. Really, I was like getting paid £100 a week, but I was getting YTS.
That's quite good, isn't it, on YTS?
Yeah. I was getting YTS as well. So yeah, I should have been saying this. Not for very long. So yeah, I wasn't getting very much money, and I thought, I could earn a little bit of money in my spare time, perhaps. So I stuck an advert in the newsagent window, computer repairs, cheap kind of thing. And I got my first repair. A woman rang. So I've got Spectrum Plus 2. It's garbage on the screen. I can't see. I don't know what's wrong with the colours and blocks and all sorts. So I thought, that'll be RAM. And it's like I'd only seen a few Spectrums previously, so I thought, I'll have a go, So she brought it round. And, I got the board out and stuff and put my finger across the chips. One of them was hot. Thought, maybe it's that one. Swapped it out. And it worked. And I was like, and that was my first kind of repair that I did on my own, that in my own time. And kind of, I've not been shown that before. I've not been shown to look at the RAM. I don't know, I kind of had like an instinct for the behaviour, I guess, for other faults and things I've seen. So that kind of stands out as...
that's good.
Yeah, as, a memorable repair for me.
I like your I like the way you when you get a repair that's successful, you always get that sweet in the video.
Yeah, I think I've watched too much South Park over the years. Every time I do that, I think I'm doing a Cartman. Why would I be like that? It's like, well, that's where it comes from. It comes from sweet,
But it is satisfying when you fix something. It's like my son, he had a PlayStation 3 that it wouldn't turn on. And I've done the same thing. I just went on YouTube, found a video about stripping it down, just heating the circuit board up with a hot air gun. And I said to him, look, don't expect this to work. So I'd done it, put it all back together, and it turned on. And I think it died again about another 3 times. But I used to just take the board out, reheat it up. So it's it's a nice bit of satisfaction when you take something that's broken and just fix it. Yeah.
It is. You've touched on an interesting subject there, though, that makes my blood boil, and that's modern consoles, modern gaming. It's just like your Xbox 360 and your PS3. You're lucky if you get 2 years out of them before they.
They shouldn't.
Yeah, yellow light.
Ring
of death. It's crazy. That makes me think that in years to come, they're just not going to be worth anything. There's going to be. You look on eBay now.
No, that's true.
And Wii's and PS3s. There's tons of them that are faulty. We didn't have.
So if it could go the other way. If you've got a working one, they could become quite rare to have a working one.
Yeah, it could. I do think they're going to go up in value, those. I'm answering questions that are ahead. I guess I've just worked out.
It's good. It's good.
More about that in a minute.
I think the ones that are working or that will work are going to be worth something.
Yeah.
I've got an old Jasper one that's J-tagged, and it's got the HDMI on it, the original 360.
Oh yeah.
And that's lovely, but I'll try not to use it because of that thing. It's susceptible, isn't it? I think the Coronas or something? Coronas, they're more reliable.
Yeah.
Is it the 360 Corona, the slim one, the piano black slims?
Yeah. I think one of the problems in general, it's not just there's a few elements, isn't it? There's a BGA stuff, and I was talking to Alex actually at Terra Onion just yesterday night. And he was saying, well, it's not so much the solder anymore, because I was moaning about, it's lead-free solder.
Lead-free, because the expansion and contraction.
Yeah. But apparently the solder's better these days. The compounds and things they're using for the lead-free solder, it's more reliable. The lead-free is not actually the issue; it's the temperature, as you were saying. Your CPUs and GPUs just getting so hot. But the way that they link, they secure the system so that certain parts of the system, you've got a signature, so you can't sort of swap out this, you can't swap out that, because things are kind of
they're married.
It's a bit. You had it on the 360 with the DVD drive, didn't you? I think.
The drives.
You had to, take the firmware, a copy of the firmware off the DVD drive to extract the key, to put your new one on, to put your key there, and it's just like, why are they doing all this crap? It's like,
Well, I had that when the PlayStation broke. I bought another second-hand one. And I just thought I could take the hard drive out of one and put it in the other one, which I did. I went and turned it on, and it was like, no, it just would not accept it. It's like, you can't do that sort of thing.
The swines, aren't they? And it's like, I'm clued up to it now. What they're doing is like, and I saw a video about this recently. I forget who it was now, but they're trying to find ways of charging you for everything and recharging you for everything. It's happening with DLC. Some of the people here may have seen that video. There was a video last week and it was talking about Destiny. You know, the game Destiny for the PS3.
Yeah.
And the points he was making is that if you get the collector's edition of that, that's got all of the DLC and everything. You know, it says on the front of the disc, it's like something of the Kings. I can't remember the name of it. It's got all the DLC on the disc. Yeah. You look at the disc itself, it's identical to the standalone game, the original game that came out with no DLC. They're both exactly the same. They've got the same barcode, the same serial number, the same content on them. They're exactly the same. And the only thing you get different inside the box is a piece of paper.
Right.
Key. And of course, once you've downloaded that, you can't then sell them on. So you try selling that game on as, the full DLC. You can't. It's only the standard game. And they're doing exactly the same thing with the hardware. You watch what will happen next. The thing, I can see it coming. 5 or 10 years from now, your power supply will be linked to your system. So you're like, well, my power supply's failed on my phone, or it's failed on my, plugging you one in. Sorry, not recognised. That's not the phone. That's not the power supply you bought with this device. You need to hold a whole new phone. It's just like, that's.
I already get that. I've got an old iPhone 5, and a couple of leads I got at home, I plug it in and it comes up on my screen, this device is not supported.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just ignore it and just
there you go.
Charge it. But straight away it knows it's not an iPhone.
They started the roadmap for that, haven't they? They're giving you a warning, and the next thing is it won't work. Because there was another video I watched today. I forgot what channel that was on as well, but that was Lewis Rosman. I don't think you've seen any of Lewis Rosman's videos. He's got a video up at the moment, his latest one. Is covering the latest model of the iPhone. Oh, it might be an iPhone 6 actually. Was it an iPhone 8? I think it's an iPhone 6. The screen on that, when you replace the screen for an aftermarket screen with the latest firmware update from Apple now, it bricks your phone because I'm not working yet.
Oh, really?
It's the screen, and it's just like what? It's like. How would you get away with that? But Apple are doing it. That's what they're doing now. So it's like, it'll be the same with the batteries next. You get a replacement off-the-shelf battery. Try and find a genuine battery on the internet for an Apple iPhone. They all say genuine. You go on eBay, everything's genuine. Everything's a genuine Apple battery. But they're not. They're not batteries. It's not genuine Apple batteries at all. I've got loads of iPhone 4 and 5 batteries off eBay, and they last no time. The charge is as good as an official battery. So, that's the way we're going, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? It is bad. So, what's the hardest thing you've repaired to date, and what made it hard?
Oh, again, it's a difficult one. I reread this one a few times. I think there's different things, different problems with different systems that make each one of them, or some of them, hard. So there's not one that really stands out. A good example would be Beep's, Beep 73, his AES. That had just been hacked to pieces. The traces all been ripped off when someone has removed the mask ROM with a crowbar, I think. It was a real mess. And then, have you watched that video? Did you see the wires? They stuck wires, it's a 40-pin dip chip, and they stuck a load of ribbon cable, like from an old IDE hard disk or something, each side of where the BIOS was, and then stuck a chip socket on top of that, and it's like this floating ROM.
No, I didn't see that.
If that wasn't bad enough, then they stuck hot glue all over the fucking thing, and then they ripped off the traces up. They stuck little wires over the traces to try and fix the wires. They stripped off all the covering and tried to make little traces and just sort of hoped it stayed in place. And then stuck a load of hot glue over the whole lot, and it was just and then they stuck wires through the board. It was like one straight through the board onto the other side of the board, and then back round again and stuff. There was another thing. The jumper. There was a jumper in the middle of this profile. The pins there for the dip chip. There's just a pin header in the middle of the connectivity there, just for no reason. I don't know. It's like all the other ones were just wires. So and they stuck a pin, two pins stuck up with wires on. I'm like, what the fucking hell? Someone thinking they're doing this? Crazy, absolutely crazy. And then broken some more connections on the little quad flat pack chip on the side. And lifted the pins up, and then for no apparent reason stuck a piece of sponge under there. It's like, what's that sponge doing? It's like giving it a fucking sponge bath. It's just like, don't know what it is why people do some of the things they do. But that for me is perhaps one of the most annoying and most frustrating repairs. It just took so long. And it's one of those where, you know, when you get a good idea, you think, oh, I'm going to do a good job here. I'll help somebody. I'll you know, try and help them. And I was just like, oh no, I shouldn't have done. I should have just kept my head down and gone, sorry, Veeps, I can't do it. Once you start doing it, you know, there comes a point where, you know, you've removed some of this glue and you pulled the wires off, and you see the horror of what's in front of you, all these traces ripped everywhere, and you're like, oh, what am I doing? Why did I try and repair this? Because you just know what's coming. You're going to spend hours with a multimeter going beep, 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 you know, following continuity, trying to work out where the traces are going, what's missing, what still needs fixing. So, yeah, that was one that stands out as a particularly unpleasant repair, actually.
But you did repair it, though.
Yeah. It's on my channel, unfortunately.
Probably with a lot of jumper wires.
But I mean, there's lots of other repairs that stand out in similar kind of ways. You know, I guess another one recently was Alan Stewart from, you know, Mainmeister.
Oh yeah.
Fellow Retro Unlim guys. He's you know, he's a PC Engine duo there. That was awful as well. Caps and traces. So much cleanup work and stuff needed on that. It just took so long. I'd never want to see another duo again in my life.
So you know about Retro Game Mods, the YouTuber. Now, I don't know if this is true or whether this is just bollocks going round, but apparently, I don't know what's happened to his channel, because he was really good. I mean, the detail. Well, you know, you watch him and whatnot. I'm sure you commented on some of his videos. But he just disappeared off planet Earth. But apparently there's a rumour going around that he's electrocuted himself.
I shouldn't be doing that. I mean, I hope he hasn't. I suspect not. Because it's a phase like this about a year or two back where he did disappear for about 12 months roughly. And he was just busy. He was just busy with other things.
Yeah.
But I also think, and this again, it's just speculation, my theory is that he got a bit pissed off from abuse and from shit, you know. Because the other thing is, I would say, you love this yourself. One of the things I found with YouTube, the thing that makes it quite hard, is it can be quite a hard place. You do get quite a lot. You can get quite a lot of abusive messages and things. You know, you're putting yourself out there. You're totally open to attack, and the trolls. You know, I've had any on tonight on the chat, but the trolls will find you and give.
Yeah, definitely.
We only have a couple, and then they're Ant's friends, generally. Our trolls that come on and give us shit.
Yeah, or family.
It's not so bad when it's like that. But I mean, I've been called a moron. I've been, you know, a stupid idiot, you know,
really?
thick as shit kind of thing. I had someone saying that they would want to break my face, smash my teeth in, jump up and down on my legs and break my legs, and bury me alive. I'm like, yeah, thanks for that. Nice speed.
But people are brave in their living rooms, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Keyboard warriors, that's what I call them.
So yeah, you can get you know, a lot of abuse. And I suspect one of the things with Retro Game Mods is a bit of a perfectionist. You'll have noticed that he does a very good job. You know, it's like
he's
a
amazing.
positive thing. But some people do see that as a negative. You know, if you look through his comments, some people are like, you know, why are you going to the effort of spending all this time doing X, Y, or Z or whatever? And to a degree, you know, I get that as well. You know, some people say, why are you doing this? Why are you sticking a heatsink on something? You know, why are you sticking a heatsink on a VIC 2? And it's like, well, okay, I can understand why, you know, people have got opinions. You know, fair enough. Your opinion is perhaps you don't want to stick a heatsink. It doesn't need one. It wasn't spec'd by Commodore to need one. But from my perspective, you know, I'm like, well, you know, I can see why. And it's the same, you know, why I want to. And it's a similar thing with him, I'm sure. But it's like I said, the last time he disappeared, you know, he did say he was busy, but I suspect that it was perhaps because he just got a bit paid off with it all, really. What's the point? Why would anybody want to spend all the time doing detailed videos as he did for no reason, really? And I think, you know, I do think that's part of it. I think you've got to be getting something out of it. If you're enjoying it, it's a different thing. But the minute you start doing something like this where you're not enjoying it and it becomes a chore, yeah, that's the problem. That's why a lot of channels go quiet for a period of time. But I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back. He's bloody good. His videos are brilliant, as you say.
Oh, so blows me away every time I watch one. It's like you say, just to get the originality back into something, like the originality of, it's almost like an OEM thing, isn't it? Yeah. That he's doing.
It's just the level of detail he goes to as well. I mean, we've got to thank him really for, you know, a lot of the videos I've done recently on CD systems, all of that stuff really is all because of him. If he'd not done that 4-hour-long video I'd still be like, oh, you need to just piss around with a laser, to move the little, just move the pots a little bit, move it a bit, move it a bit. Is it working? Is it not? Is it not? Oh, it's working. And that's just no. It's like saying that's one of the things when I look back at some of the early CD stuff I did. I'm like, oh God, I've done that video. I mean, I could delete them, but it's like, no, I'll just leave them there. Let people see how it's evolved.
The evolved, yeah. But I'll tell you what, the one that I wouldn't attempt, and luckily, I think people know what I'm going to say, is the CD32. Now, I replaced my CD32 laser. It didn't cost too much, but you know what I'm going to say, didn't you? You got them 4 pots, and the way you have to analyse this bloody laser to get it to come in. Luckily, my new laser, I just moved the pot on the laser. Is a nat snacker one way or the other, and it was fine. It read, and it started reading CDRs, and I thought, right, leave it. But I know that, was it your CD32? Someone had already messed about with was it Feb, Teb?
Yeah,
and
someone had messed around with all 4 of them.
Yeah, no way I'll be touching that. No way. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I can see why. Well, I can see it does happen quite a bit. I mean, I'll admit, when I was younger, one of the first things I looked at was one of my own VCRs at home when I was like 17 or something. And I went in there and I started messing around with the pots, and it was just like, why did I do that? Because that video never worked the same again afterwards. I learned about then. It's like the colours all over the place. There's like lines everywhere. And I'm like, how do I get it back? It's like, why on earth did I touch those pots? And it's like, I don't know what there's something attractive about them, isn't there? You can turn it. That's all you need to do is just turn stuff. It's going to have an adjustment.
Just do something.
You in, it's like, and I think that's the danger. You see an adjustment somewhere, you think, oh, surely that's begging to be adjusted.
I suppose that's how you learn, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the next thing I was going to say. It's a learning process.
It is absolutely. So those 4, stay well away from them generally, but. I mean, one of the things I did cover on that video was, and again, I'm shouting out to the channel here, the M. Nerney. And I shouldn't be giving him a shout out because he hasn't given me any thumbs up or anything. He's one of these people. Some channels you go to, people just ignore you. You go, you've done a great job. I've given you a shout out, and they're like, fuck you. I don't want to know. They're just not interested. So he's a nice guy, but he's not even acknowledged that I exist. So. But anyway, on his video, he covered the voltages of the 4 pots. Not voltages, the resistances of them, the positions of them. So I did the same adjustments on mine, and that did make my RF level shoot up actually, because on the very, I think the first few parts of that video, when I measured it on the scope, it was quite low. I was like shocked, going, wow, why is it about 500 millivolts or something? I'm sure Retro Game Mod said it should be about 900. I adjusted the laser. Couldn't get any higher than 500, and it was because the bias and things, those other pots were wrong. The bias in particular was low. Okay. So if it wasn't for his video making me realise that my pots were well out, somebody just completely messed around with them, I wouldn't have had a clue. So I adjusted them according to how he'd set them. Straight away, my RF level was back where it should be, around 850, 900 millivolts. But the one thing I would say, you mentioned there about you got a replacement laser for your CD32. And I got 5. I got.
They were cheap enough. That's the thing. So
that's the thing. They were about £2.50. So I was just like, oh, I'll have 5 of those. See how I get on with them. Because
why not?
Yeah, well, you know what it's like. You buy from some of them are from China, aren't they? And they're mass produced, and I'm sure even though they've got little quality control labels on there, I'm sure it's quality control. Check them. It's like I had one for PS2, and it had the quality control thing on it. And I plugged it in, and the carriage was going like all over the place.
Oh, God.
Crazy. I was like, oh, that's not right. It wasn't doing that.
No. It's doing even more damage. Yeah.
I took it off. And I looked at the the little ribbon connector, and I kid you not, if that's a straight line, it was like that on the PC.
Wow.
All of the wires all of the connections are all soldered together. I'm like, there's no way anyone's check that.
I was going to say, our work, we have a few issues with things with quality control stickers, and what we've decided is they put them on, and before they're made, they must put them on because we have certain things made with like looms made with plugs.
I'm sure it's part of the manufacturing process, isn't it?
Yeah, it
It
must
is
be.
just
And the quality control.
Stick a quality control trick on it. It hasn't even been tested. No one's tested.
No, but
Yeah,
that's
that
what
is
we
part of the
think they
clone
do.
of the product, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not actually a quality control sticker. That is part of the clone product.
Yeah,
They're
we
cloning that as well.
There's a guy there
That's
just
exactly
stick
what it
stickers on
is.
things.
That is exactly what it is. I've lost my thought train now. In fact, I've lost my thought train. It's gone off the ravine into a river, and all the people are drowning. It's sinking.
That's all right.
We were saying about the CD32 lasers, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the ribbon cable.
Yeah. CD32. Yeah, so the quality of them is quite variable. Let's say, it's really hard trying to find one. I actually don't think there are any genuine ones out there. You might find a few in America, but they're a bit pricey. Sort of £30-40 ish for. One of the things I found with the ones I got is that laser pot. It's nowhere near the position of the original one. So if you look at where your original one's set to, you put the new one in, and the laser just doesn't do anything. You're like, oh my god, they've sent me a dead laser. And the only way you're going to know that it's not dead is by getting it on a scope, or you could measure on a digital multimeter or something. Measure the RF test pad. Measure between the idle and when it's actually scanning the disk, and see what the voltage increase is there. It should be about 0.9 of a volt roughly. It's probably going to be less on a digital multimeter, but the point I'm trying to make is the quality of them is awful. But I think that they're not using exactly the same components. I think that the little variable resistor there, the pot, I don't think they're the same size. They're sticking different ones on, and the actual diode they're using, it's not exactly the same. It's kind of like an equivalent. It'll work, but it's not what was on the original.
Okay.
So you've got a lot of that going on, and I think that gives people the impression that a lot of these lasers don't work, and I think they do work. It's just you've got to completely adjust the pot right the other way. They're totally different.
Just out of spec, isn't
but it's only so you
So
can't complain, I guess.
no, that's it. Let's go to the chat. So we have got a Twitch raid. I've just got to say thanks to Hyven and his crew, and the Swedish guys. Know you're watching. Hi. Electron Ash, he's spamming the chat, bless him. But
Yeah,
He was on YouTube.
yeah, we are reading it.
Yeah, thanks guys. So we've not
also-
been ignoring you. We've just got carried
No.
away.
Yeah, we are reading
I
it.
think it's Electronic Ash was asking, what does your wife think of your hobbies and
She
as
she hates it.
Get out of that conservatory, because you do a lot of your videos in your conservatory, didn't you? You normally see like the conservatory roof reflected off the top of a CD drive or something.
I mean, we have a kind of
detail,
strange relationship, really. She kind of lives her life, and I live mine. So it's like she does a lot of language stuff. She learns languages. She speaks. I've lost track, about 30 odd different languages now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you name it, she's done it. Spanish, Italian, Portuguese.
Wow.
She's in Russia at the moment. That's why I've kind of got a week to myself. She's back tomorrow, actually, late tomorrow tea time. But yeah, she does all the language stuff, and I do the retro gaming stuff. But she has no appreciation for what I do at all. She's like, why are you spending this money on this shit? It's just rubbish. What a waste of money that is. And, it's like, and why are you doing things that little kids do? Why are you playing? It's like little kids games. I'm like, oh, fuck off, kind of thing. It's like.
Yeah,
I get what she does. She's a total language geek. She really is. She's classed as a polyglot. She does nothing but languages, and she talks about nothing but languages. Whereas I kind of, I'm not as extreme as that in a social sort of environment. I can't really talk to her about anything gaming. Really, she's just like, shut up, not interested. You send it to sleep, kind of thing.
yeah.
So that's what my wife thinks of retro gaming. It's just like, keep it separate, really. I stay away from the language. She stays out of the conservatory.
Brilliant. So we're going to show you guys one of Gadget's videos now. So I'm going to switch to another screen.
Oh no!
And you're going to see what.
You're going to lose some
Gadget
subscribers,
does.
I'm sure.
Sorry.
You're going to lose some subscribers.
Nah. We'll carry on watching the chat as well. So look how dirty that is. But yeah, everyone's mentioning your carpet on the chat.
Gadget, get off the carpet.
So let's have a look. Hopefully the volume's all right. So we'll look at one of your latest. We're not going to look at the full thing because obviously it's they're like hours. Some of them, or 45 minutes. But we'll do the latest CDI one. I'll tell I'll turn the video down.
No, my thing's turned forward.
Just reading some of the comments there. Stewart wrote, Gadget's carpet is like Ashen's sofa. I mean, again, it's humble to be compared to Ashen's sofa because Ashen's has got like, what, 1 million subscribers or something. Do you watch Ashen's?
Hi, it's Gadget UK here again.
No, I don't.
As you can see, this time
So
I'm looking at a Philips CDI.
I think one of the problems with Ashen's is he's not doing enough for the things I like. You know, he seems to have gone on to doing toys and things like that, you know, cheap import toys, but he would always review, you know, some of these old gaming systems and things like that. You know, he's got a lot of videos on that, and that his approach is, you know, he's just very funny. He's a very humorous guy.
No, I've not seen him at all actually. Let's turn this. So basically, what Gadget's doing here is
and it seems to be in good condition. That's remote.
Yeah, do you want to talk him through it, Gadget?
Yeah, I'm just holding a remote control at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One of the things I get, one of the comments, negative thing about myself as well, is that I tend to be quite literal. You know, so like, you know, factual about things.
Yeah.
Look, the last job I was at, you know, we were having a kind of social evenings, you know, talking about different things, and my boss said, I like to read a lot. You know, I read, and he was telling me about all these different books and things. Do you like to read? I said, yeah, I like to read. He said, what do you like to read? I said, technical manuals and things. And he was like, and he, you know, he just quoted off this long list of all these books he'd read, you know, all these authors, you know, top, you know, philosophical things and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I read manuals. You know, it's just like,
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is basically what Gadget does. He's
a geek. Is the word.
I think what there's a certain thing you do. I think you take it apart, you fix what's wrong with it, and then what he normally does is just does all the cosmetics after. I think that's your normal thing, isn't it? So it's get to the root problem first,
yeah,
and then it's
that summarises it quite well, I think.
Yeah.
I tend to have quite an optimistic view. Well, it might not seem like that because a lot of the time I'll work, might have this wrong with it. It could have a secondary fault. It could be knackered. You know, we don't know what's gone on, etc. But all the while, I'm thinking I can fix this. This can be fixed. There's always, and I think that's an important piece of what's the word? Knowledge to convey. Really, that's the main thing I would like to try and convey with all the videos I do. Is that if you don't give up when you hit a problem in life, whatever it is, if you just persist and persist and persist, you can generally always find a way around it. You know, especially when it comes to things like repairs. I mean, obviously, you know, not making £1 million. It's not like if you just persist, you're going to be a lottery winner or whatever. That's not going to happen. It's like, you know, you could do with a business if you build it up, but for the most part, when it comes to repairs, if you just persist and you don't give up, you'll always be able to fix it, even if it costs you a lot, and it costs you a lot of time and money and parts and all the rest of it. But you'll learn something out of it. That's the thing, you know.
I had to sell most of my stuff. I had about 48 different consoles and computers at one point, but I ran out of space. So where the hell do you put all your stuff?
Yeah, that is a problem, isn't it? And you know, money as well. You know, at different points in our lives, we'll all end up having to sell things to fund whatever we're doing, whether it's move of house, change of job, not having a job, whatever it is. I might be faced with that in the next few months. So you know, watch this space. You may see me selling a load of stuff off.
Oh god!
So eBay will be flooded.
CD32 cheap.
I think
Beep's doing something there, isn't he? Beep's trying to ask a question.
I was going to say, so space.
Yeah, go on.
They're going to say, yeah, they do take up a lot of space. Do you want to see? I'll see if I can show you. Do you want to see where they go? Hang on, if I can show you. Hang on. The camera's not pointing the right way. Where's the camera? Yeah, there we go.
Oh my god!
See, this is where the laptop was a minute ago.
Nice.
The tower of cranes. So I mean, I'm kind of just making use of some of the stuff I've got here. This needs to go away before she returns tomorrow, because she'll go mental if she finds a tower of retro gaming things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use these crates. A lot of them are in the loft. I've got some of them in my garage. Yeah, just got.
I'd love to see your collection one day. It'd be amazing, I think.
Yeah,
I think Beeps was saying
someday as well. It's like I say, it's in boxes. That's the problem. Is now I need to do a C64 video. Okay, right. Get the car out of the garage. Move 10 crates out of the crate. Change this crate for that crate. It's like playing Tetris. You know, I'm moving a crate around, alternating this one, moving that one there, this one there, until eventually you get to the C64 box. Then I get back in the conservatory, I put the car back in, and I go, where's the SD to AEC? Oh shit, it's in the VIC-20 box.
Yeah.
Car in the garage, box. Yeah. Where's the video cable? Oh, it's in the loft with that other VIC-20. So it's like, yeah, it's a problem. I need a big house.
Yeah, it's mental. It's mental, isn't it? I mean, it's not the same, but I actually live in a studio now. The green screen just stays up. Both lights are up. The camera just stays up, and I just put dust sheets on the camera and bloody. Oh, I don't know what my landlord thinks. He comes in and hoovers every Monday. It's absolutely mental. But there's so much stuff when you're live streaming that you've got to lay out and plug in. It's just absolutely crazy. So yeah, I feel your pain, man.
I was going to say that.
Making funny movies.
Yeah, dirty movies. Well, I wouldn't be doing this if I was, would I? I'd be in Spain, like own villa or something.
I was going to say, as I said at the beginning, or before we sort of went on the air, the stuff that you guys do is absolutely fantastic. Really, you know, I mean, the what's it called, green screen stuff. It's just brilliant. I don't even know how the hell you do that. Did you have to buy special equipment to do that? Have you got a special box or something? Or did you just do it on the PC with special software? How's that work?
Well, yeah, yes and no. It's quite simple nowadays. It's just called Chroma Key, and what it does, you can either we can actually edit the video with the green screen in, or wherever you've got the green screen, and when you. It's like a little ink dropper, you know. I don't know if you've done anything on Photoshop. Yeah. Do you design your own?
Paint as well, yeah.
Yeah, well, if you want like a certain colour, you'll just click that pixel and your palette goes to it.
Right. Okay.
But Chroma Keying is basically the same. Whatever's behind you, whatever you want to make invisible, you'll click that colour and it will make it see through. So that's what the green screen's for. So you click the green and the PC will make it invisible. So whatever you've got layered behind it, you'll see.
Yeah. So have you got any special hardware you need to use with that, or do you just use normal camcorder and software?
No, just a bit of software called OBS, which is the whole streaming thing and
casting. Cool,
yeah,
quite cool.
And again, everything you see is all layers and put in position. But I think the most important thing is the lighting on the green screen. It's got to be completely level, and the green's got to be the same level. I mean, you can get thresholds.
Yeah, does that cause you any problems when you're wearing certain things? Do you need to? Have you had any instances yet where something is?
Yeah, loads of times.
We've lost a few things.
Yes, yeah.
I had my iPad as well. I've got a green cover on my iPad, and that disappears.
Oh no, that's not gone. That's not gone. But yeah, you've got to. There's been a couple of times when we first started.
T-shirt as well that was a bit across the board, wasn't it? So it sort of partially disappeared.
Well, I was up because we used to do this at Graham's because he had a lovely. Well, he's got a lovely big couch, and I never at the time. So
that's the one you jump on.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one that I jump on in the video. But what was I saying?
About the colours with the cushions,
yeah,
wasn't it?
It was one night at Graham's, wasn't it? You come down. We didn't even clue. It was when we first started doing it. And we all sat down, and Graham had this like bluey green T-shirt on, and because it was, I don't think we were setting up the lights properly. But if you've not got the green as like one sort of colour on the screen, you've got to set a threshold so it's not one green. You sort of in a sort
range of greens, yeah.
A slight range of greens, and this was picking the T-shirt up. Yeah. So Graham sat down. You just see his head and arms. He's like, change your T-shirt. It's funny, wasn't it? It's so funny.
Adds you a bit of a sort of humorous edge to things.
Yeah. We used to have the. Well, he's got an iPad as well.
Yeah, the iPad.
And the back of the iPad case was bright green. And we used it for a little while. We used to call it the magical, mystical iPad. Like it's like it's just like
it's very cool. Yeah, it's very cool.
Oh,
I think the point I'm trying to make in general is that I think the way you guys do things is just really well. You know, it's like really put together.
I was just about to say,
and the extra.
So I was just about to say, everything you see that's done here is actually Ant.
Pretty much.
We just turn up, sit down, play a game, then go home. So all the stuff you're seeing is all Ant. He's done it.
But it's also, I think it's the wider thing as well. It's like when I watch that outro thing, it's the three mates having a laugh. It's just like I can see it's all genuine. It's just like having a good time. It's just like totally comes through on your videos. It really does. I think that's why your channel's is really undersubscribed at the moment. You guys are going to go a long way, I'm sure. So.
Okay, cheers. Thanks for that. We're not too sure yet.
Yeah, you are.
It's tricky to think because, like you said, I never really came round to be a streamer. I came round like we do, just to play games. It just so happens all our little mess ups where you poke him in the eye and I fell over. It's just like stuff that happens to everyone every day, really. But it's just but it's just funny to catch it on camera.
But yeah, it's funny the way it's gone. Like I say, it just started out video editing, and just gone to all this live stream stuff. Thank you for the subscription, Smoke Monster. Someone just subbed. But yeah, any questions you guys want to ask Gadget before we let him go?
Well, I think Beep73 asked a little while ago about the lady. I think her name was Alison. He asked, "Did she inspire you?" Because I think. Sure, it was Beeps that was at work.
That's what he covered earlier.
But you actually were saying that is where you got a lot of your inspiration from her stuff, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Like I say, I think when we come back to the whole Alison thing, one element of it was, she didn't get a chance to share, videos and things of what she was doing with people on the internet. So maybe I should try and do that. So she inspired me in that way, but she also inspired me in the fact that she was so clever. Really, she developed. The mouse adapter there for Atari ST. You'll see a lot of these things on eBay now for the Amiga and the ST. It's like a little PIC-based adapter. So you plug your PS2 mouse into the adapter and connect the other end to your Amiga or your CD32 or your Atari ST. And she was one of the first people to, if you like, pioneer. It's not really pioneer, but one of the first people to do that, to use one of those devices, those little chips, to do that. And it really was the first on the market. There was nothing else out there. There was no product that did that. And then it was like, as a year or two went on, after she died, they started to spring up all over the place. Now you'll see load. You can buy kits on eBay, 15, 20 quid, build one yourself. You get the little PCB and the chip, and you just solder the thing on, and you solder the components on. So, that was inspirational, I guess, that, her and Chris Swinson. Chris is the guy that runs the Atari ST website, Exos, he's called. He was the person who sort of co-designed that with Alison. He was a good friend of Alison's. So, I guess Alison, did inspire me. And she's inspired other people as well. Chris now, to this day, still does a lot of stuff on the Atari ST. And that was because, of the inspiration, I guess, that came from Alison.
Drop a link in the chat if they got a website or you got something to link to it. Or...
Yeah, I'll try while we're chatting here. I'll just see if I can. This might be tricky actually because I'm using Safari here, and I don't know how the hell you get into the tab on Safari. I don't use Safari very much. I can tell you which video to look at. I think.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
If you can look at it on your browser there, just say, I can do it with the PC, I suppose, behind if you can't find it. But if you look at on my channel, just search for Alien. I think there's probably going to be 3 videos come back. One of them's will be the latest one will be, I think it'll be the latest one there. Should say, Alien Atari links. If you look at the description for that video, there'll be a link, I think, to Alison's websites there. Logic Says, I think, was one of them.
Is that in a playlist bit, is it?
Yeah, if you go into my channel, just go into my channel, there's a little search thing, isn't there? A little magnifying glass.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll lose the stream, that's the problem.
No, that's right. So Alien, what was it, Alien?
Yeah, Alien. Search for Alien, Atari links on my channel. This is really weird, I'm seeing myself over here now as well. Can't get away from myself.
I got it. Let's just switch to that Chrome screen. There we go.
Have you found it?
Oh, where'd it go?
Yeah,
I did do. There you go.
Yeah, so if you click that little, there you go, magnifying glass, you found it.
Oh, bloody hell, it's gone again.
When now?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't know, it's doing something really weird.
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it?
It come and went. It's almost like press back. Are you pressing
back? It's gone again. It's gone. I don't know. It come and it went. That's weird. I don't know, but anyway, I won't click it. You guys can have a look at this.
It says Is he being genuine? It's broken. It looks broken. You just said it's broken. It looks broken.
Oh, is it really? Searching channels on YouTube is broken tonight. Oh.
Yeah, the beef I can't.
Well, there you go.
What are the odds of that? That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's and I've never used that either. I've never used that function.
I use it all the time. This is the only time.
Do you really?
The only time it's broken is when we need it on a video. That's just crazy. Yeah.
So don't look for Alien.
On that Alien, search for Alien, Tower Links.
But
Because that was the other thing. I wrote a version of Alien. I don't know if you ever played it, but there was Alien was existed for the C64 and the Spectrum, and it was kind of like a strategy real-time game. You kind of viewed from above the decks of the Nostromo. 3 different floors of the ship. From the film. And then you got your crew. Your 7 or 6. I forget how many there are now. 7, I think, crew. And the idea was to try and kill the alien, try and get it in the airlock, blast out the airlock, or use the incinerator on it, etc. Various other weapons and things. But I developed the Tower Links version of that. That's on my channel. It's a bit of a crusty video. Again, it's quite old. It's cool, 2 or 3 years old. But that was in memorial to Alison Challis. On the credits there, I put a photo of Alison, a list of some of her friends and family names and things. So yeah, that was kind of my memorial to Alison after I, been running my channel for a few years. I remember my channel's been running for 5 years now. It's amazing how time flies.
Wow, that is a long time.
It seems like 2 minutes ago since you contacted me actually to do the, you did an intro for me, didn't you? And me being, this is the thing, there's nothing wrong with the intro. You did a really good intro there, but I'm just I like to do everything myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Not really.
Yeah, I did actually make a video for Gadget ages ago because I thought, oh yeah, I'll put my skills to the test, and it come out all right. But yeah, you're like me, you like to do things on your own and that. It's strange, isn't it? You can't really explain it, but yeah, it's funny.
I think everyone's got their own way how they do their own thing.
Yeah.
And I think if anyone ever does something for you, although you may like it, they'd always want to do bits different.
Exactly. That would have been my big fear is, say for instance, I don't know, let's say I was a single person and I met someone and she was just like me. And it's like, happy birthday, here's your Amiga. I've cut a hole in it, stuck a CD drive in the back. I'm like, oh. No, don't cut holes in my CD32. Or my PC, or, my CD.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Yeah,
you can imagine that would drive me nuts. But so small things, I get to do my hobby, I guess I like to try and do myself. I'm not really a control freak when it comes to life in general. I just go with the flow. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to I'm not bothered, It's like my wife's like, I want to watch something on TV, and I'm thinking, well, I'm watching that channel. I'm not bothered. Just watch, whatever. I'll just watch whatever. But when it comes to, I guess what I'm passionate about, I'm just that little bit too controlling. I guess I just like I want to fail myself. If it's going to be crap, I'll be crap kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because I do think it would have been better with your intro. Actually, I get so much criticism with that music. That no second prize.
Really?
Yeah. Today there was a comment on my channel. See if you can see it here. I tell you, I've wet myself.
Oh, really? Well, it is a funny. I tell you what, when you listen to Gadget's music, it is funny. It's like when I first heard it, I thought, oh my god, it's like something to slit your wrist to. But the thing is, the weird thing about it is it's stuck now, and if I don't hear, I think if I stop hearing it, it'd seem really weird. So I'd say keep it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I don't think I can find it. It was something along the lines of, I love your channel, the videos are great, but please get rid of that 70s porno music.
Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, yeah, that's it. Because
it's no second prize. It's a classic, Amiga game. It's like, no pleasing some people, is there? And I think this is the problem. It's coming back to what we were saying before about criticism. You people out there trolls, and they'll find anything. They'll find anything to whine about. Like your music sounds like porno music. Really?
Yeah, you know what it is. I'm thinking the beginning bit, but it's not. It's the bit when the intro's finished and you start talking, it's the little bit in the background that goes wow, 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 wow.
But then,
wow.
well, I think if they're making them comment, then maybe they shouldn't be watching 70s pornos in the first place.
Yeah. Maybe you should, that's what you should reply.
I've come here to fix your pipes. Your washing machine broke.
Oh, it's funny. That is funny.
Oh, is that the link? Someone just put a link up.
Let's go and have a look. Let's try that link out. Let's just try this link out.
From Electro Ash.
Throw the camera.
Oh no, that is what is that? What is that, Electron Ash? That's random. Don't click that link. What the hell is that? Don't click that link. Yeah, no, it's well, shall I read it out? It says what? Spunkboard V0.1. Let me show you it. Right, if you look at your stream gadget, you'll be able to see it. It looks like it's designed on Eagle. What is this for? Shouldn't be anything bad on the link. Oh, that. What is that? It looks like it's got an SD slot and a bit of RAM.
Learn to fly, does that say?
Yeah, what is
There
that?
shouldn't be anything bad on the link.
Where did you learn to fly?
She's Jag Flash kart design.
Ah, okay.
Oh, okay. Spunkboard,
So
though.
he's doing a flash card at the moment for the Atari Jaguar, isn't he? There's a new SD card coming out for that. You can play all the games on the Jaguar just from an SD card.
Oh, the Jag. Yeah, okay, I get it now. Sorry. I wonder what the hell that meant. I thought he was getting confused between JTAG and... But yeah, okay. So, any more questions and we'll let Gadget go. His cat's probably hungry, the poor thing.
That's it, yeah.
Let's wait a bit. Let's wait a little bit. So, thanks, Stu Roro. We have been reading your comments. I know you've posted a hell of a lot. And Refraction, we're not ignoring you. We are reading. That's why every now and then we'll look over to the chat monitor.
I think there's been a lot of chat between people on the chat as well.
Yeah, they chat between themselves.
What's your cat's name?
We've got 3 cats. Rosa,
Oh,
which is nothing to do with gaming, but in fact, we had 4 cats. We had one before that called Mario, which is obviously after Nintendo.
obviously, yeah.
And then when Mario died, we got Luigi and
no,
Luigi and Yoshi. So that ginger one that came on my shoulder. Well, I'm doing that thing again, slip of the tongue here, Freudians, aren't I? Came on my shoulder. Yeah, the one that came on my shoulder before, the ginger one. That was Luigi.
Okay.
Yoshi, I think, was the one on the. I think you might have been on the CD32 video, not the CD32, CDI video this morning. I can't quite remember. There's a lot happened today. I've been that busy with that CDI.
Beep says, "What's your #1 best machine, Chris?"
Ooh, it's a really difficult question to answer because I've got so many systems that I've got so many fond memories of. One of the systems that I guess I'm most passionate about is probably the C64. Actually, that's probably my favourite system all around.
Well, I grew up with that, so
same with me. So I used to go down to my mate's house. I didn't actually have a C64 originally. Went down to my mate's house and we'd play Spy versus Spy and go.
Yay!
Iridium, Bruce Lee. Just absolute classic games. Blue Max, Bubble Bobble. Just awesome games, and the whole thing with Sid there as well. I was maybe so envious. I had a Spectrum. I was so envious of this C64. How amazing it was! I'll tell you the other weird thing as well is that when I went around to my mate's house, he had the smallest TV. I kid you not, he must have the world's smallest TV. It was like 4 inches or something. Watching this, playing the C64 on this 4-inch TV. It was tiny, absolutely tiny screen. But it looked amazing. You shrink down a C64 image on an emulator on your screen or something.
Yeah,
and just see how detailed it looks.
Yeah,
like, wow.
I suppose so. Yeah,
C64s are amazing.
Really crisp.
They're so detailed, high res. They're way better than a Spectrum. Well, I was shocked actually when I eventually got a C64 on a full-size TV. I was like, actually, it's not blocky compared to a Spectrum. But yeah, so the C64. But I think also beyond that, a second, very second close favourite is going to be the Amiga. Because the thing with the Amiga is when I started in the YTS and I started doing the repairs, working for the computer upgrade services, the place I worked at, obviously we started to get Amigas in for repair, and there was one came in and it had Shadow of the Beast on the floppy disk, and I forget what the fault was. I think it had a problem with one of the CIAs was the keyboard. The keyboard wasn't working, so I was able to just stick this disc in and boot it to see the intro there, Shadow of the Beast. It might have been Shadow of the Beast 2. It's the one where the dragon comes in or something. Or it's like a root.
Jamie
will know. I think that's number 2.
Yeah, I think Jamie's just completed them.
And it steals a baby or something.
That's it, yeah.
It's just like, wow, this is like cinematic. I've never seen anything like this before. Yeah. And that was my first sort of multimedia, if you like, experience of one of those systems where it just blew me away. I was like, I've got to get an Amiga. This is just like magic. This is voodoo. There's like nothing like that out there, you know. So yeah, that was where I sort of got sucked into the whole Amiga scene. And I think soon after that, my boss went out and he got a disc. I was like, yeah, because we got another Amiga into repair, and he's like, oh, we need some software to test it because we ain't got a disc. So he went out and he came back and he had Treasure Island Dizzy, and that music, he would boot it all the time, like music looping, going round and round and round and round. And round. Listen to that Treasure Island Dizzy for days on end. I'd go to sleep at night and all I could hear was Treasure Island Dizzy. He loved it so much.
Oh yeah, it's catchy. It's catchy.
But again,
that was
Graham hates it because the way he moves around, it pisses him right off.
I say it's confirmed that was Shadow of the Beast 2.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, Dizzy is one of those funny games that I love the music on Treasure Island Dizzy. I'll always have that nostalgia for that because of that reason.
Too right.
But I don't like the Dizzy games, if I'm honest. I've got the patience rolling around screen to screen, clicking.
Yeah, it is hard.
Screens later, drop something, pick something else up, roll somewhere else. It's like, already. You know what I mean?
That's brilliant. Well,
you know what I like to do? I like to watch people playing it. That is the best way to get the best experience out of Dizzy. Somebody who's got the patience to do that, I can sit there for hours and just
it's true, isn't it?
Take the things to do the puzzles. You know, it's like I haven't got the patience. It takes a lot of patience to do that.
What's the chat saying? Amiga probably wins for 80s machines, though. It was way ahead of its time, but sadly couldn't keep up in the 90s. No, it is a shame the way it's gone. So, we shall say a massive thanks to Gadget UK.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Thanks for inviting me to the channel. Like I say, I've been very humbled to be invited here because I know you recently. Who was that musician? The Sid musician. I forget his name now.
Ben Daglish.
Likewise. Yeah, Ben.
Yeah,
Daglish,
that's it. Ben Dalglish. I couldn't believe you'd have Ben Dalglish on here. It's like, wow. It's like nobody knows that video's here. It's like if you're new to this channel, check out the Ben Dalglish video there. That's well worth checking out. So yeah, to be invited to your channel, like I say, I'm totally humbled and blown away and all that.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And yeah, I'm sure you guys are going to get a lot more subscribers. Fantastic channel. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think the main reason is we play games for 2 hours, and sometimes what done it for me is we get stuck sometimes, and I think we need something to like break it up every now and then. Because there was one point we were stuck on one level on another world for like 4 weeks, so that's like 4 lots of 2 hours, and it was bad, wasn't it? But
I think the other thing for us as well, because we literally do once a week for 2 hours, so we're quite a limited time. Where I think some other people, they're like every other evening, they're streaming all the time. So, but obviously with time restraints with us with certain things, it's just a once a week. But then I suppose in some ways that has its nice little thing that people know we're definitely on at that time. So,
it is, and I think there's a benefit from that as well because you're putting more. It's quality time. It's like when you're there for that 2 hours. It's not, you're not repeating things all the time. It's something fresh every week. It's something very specific and direct. Whereas you get lots of videos out there, lots of channels out there that just do video every day of the week, and it's just like, I've seen too much of this. Slow down a bit. So I would say the once a week is just the ideal balance, really. You guys have got it well.
Cheers.
Well, I sort of suppose in some ways people, if they do sort of look forward maybe to a Wednesday evening, it's like when you're watching a TV series that's say one episode a week, you sort of look forward to that coming around.
So I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's more routine of remembering to watch your videos is because what usually happens is 7 till 10 is the time where I have to sit down and watch TV. My wife's like, no, you're going to watch TV from 7 till 10. So it's like 10 o'clock, I'm usually free. But then I usually go onto Twitter or onto YouTube and stuff, and I'll get occupied doing something, watching something for a bit. Before I know it, it's like, 10:30, I'm thinking, shit, I should be on your channel. Start. I mean, so it's just a timing thing. So I think when she comes back, I'll rearrange things. So we'll do 6 till 9. And then I'll
just change all the clocks slightly.
GMT. But yeah, make sure that we don't create a divorce for you, though.
Oh. If you can, that'd be great.
But more retro hardware, more space.
I need to upgrade to Wi-Fi 2.
But yeah, thanks, Gadget. It's been brilliant. Lots of love for Gadget on the chat. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work, man.
Thanks, guys.
Good stuff.
Take care.
Yeah, it's been good.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we'll see you later, and I'll keep watching.
Cheers, guys.
See you later.
See you later. Bye. And there you go, Mr. Gadget UK.
And we've only got 20 minutes.
We've only got 20 minutes.
There's your face again on there. There's a Ghostbuster.
Thank you, Mark.
Brilliant. Yeah, thanks for the chatting, guys. It's been brilliant. It's a lot of stress, but it's good. It's worth it, and I appreciate the love.
Get a bit of white noise.
It's just a shame I can't concentrate on the interview and you guys. But
I think everyone on the chat, I think you're all having a good chat between themselves anyway.
We do appreciate it, and we do it because we hope that you enjoy it as well. So
thank you, Dark Ninja Dave.
So what should we play then?
What's your game?
Put that Mr. Angry on.
Oh, Big Nuts. I think I put that in the Facebook post. Big Nuts wants to show you a game, and that's what it is, Mr. Angry. So I figured out a way. All you do is press F5.
Oh.
No, I didn't know that. This is the fast loader. Go for it.
Oh, are we on?
You go for it. And I've just bought one of them joysticks. Yay! I have one of them joysticks. Yay.
Yeah, go and find one of these. These are really good.
There was 2 on eBay, now there's 1 on eBay, so I've just bought one.
It's a quick joy.
With whatever I've got, my cracky, wobbly ones.
Yeah, it's a quick joy SV131.
We're getting a drink.
Well, it's called a Superstar as well. Yeah, thanks a lot, Refraction. For X2K3, cheers. I've seen your comments. A guy called Mike was on there. I see you on Facebook. God, there's been loads of people tonight. I think you've all come over from. It's not the usual crew. I think you come over from Gadget.
Yeah, I know the Swedes have been quiet tonight.
Yeah, they're probably just watching with glee.
You got a quick loader on this now, haven't you?
You guys should have Gadget on every night, and less of you three. Never worry too much about reading the chat. We get it's not easy. Oh, thanks, Electron. Appreciate it. 20 minutes, yeah. Well, we got a fast loader. Luckily, we started using it.
That's hard.
Hard. So this game, what do you got to do? Does it just make you?
Just make you angry.
Show me what you do first.
Got to try and work out how to change the level.
That's nice.
I never won.
So yeah, we should have been having a game giveaway tonight, but I forgot all about it because of the interviewing and whatnot.
Rolled out to next week.
Yeah, next week game giveaway, another C64 game.
So, what I've gathered is you've got to find the lady in here somewhere.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it. So,
you've got to pick the items up as well. Why is he not moving?
Well, I couldn't get in. I couldn't get in the door
moving.
earlier when I played.
You have to be bang on the doors. Now she's in this door here, above where I am now. Not this door, but the one above it. Is where she is.
So what's this guy? He
can get hold of you if he gets near you. So there's the key there. I want that. Right, so this key opens the door.
Oh, okay.
I think there's 4 items. There's a camera, there's a card, a key, and something else.
Oh, is that why Spy vs Spy reminded you of this?
Yeah. There she is.
Okay.
But she won't come out.
Sexy lady.
That's the only.
You're gonna fall.
Oh no, you can't. Yeah, you can fall.
And you played this how long ago?
Last weekend.
Oh, you only started playing it then?
Yeah, but fuck me, it's so much better. I'm so glad I bought one of these. It's so much easier to play. I was really struggling with my controller. What's he doing now?
So what's this Dizzy game?
Thanks a lot, Mark. Appreciate that.
Beeps is saying we should play Dizzy.
Again, I can't believe Gadget watches this channel. He just come on one night. It's like, wow, Gadget's here. What's he doing? He's crazy.
So I'm pretty sure you'll get 4 items. It might be easier.
You should put Dizzy on there.
There's a pass. There's a pass. Camera's down there, but don't let Angry out. If you let Mr. Angry out, he's a pain in the bum.
Is that Mr. Angry?
Yep, there he is. I'm fucked. That's it. I'm done. I'm gonna get away from him.
What's he doing?
Mr. Angry.
He just gets older. But yeah, all I can gather, there's 4 items. I think you got to use the 4 items on her room and to get her out.
Riot Retro Gaming.
Right, I'm going to go and...
Is Mr. Angry in random doors, though?
Yeah, the whole level is randomised. Apart from her, that's the only thing I've managed to gather. That
Big Wee. I'll be back.
Oh, really?
Oh, your first door is Mr. Angry. Right, how many levels are there?
1,560.
Levels or lives? I don't know go
levels.
This way. I don't know why I went this way. Just can't get in the manager's door. I mean, I might be doing it completely wrong, but... That's what I sort of gathered. Oh.
He got you.
What? But it doesn't. It's annoying because it's randomised every time. So every time you play it, it's different. So I keep when I was playing.
Have you ever got past this level?
This is Mr. Angry. Where's my? Where did I bring it? I even brought it. Look. Codemaster as well.
Oh no, he's going to get me ready. And it's time limit as well.
We're not playing it. We're playing it off of the memory card.
Ah!
Yeah. It was just amongst all my games. I just dragged out. I went in my, like I do. I go in my cupboard and I went right. Here's all my games and just went. Yeah, I want to play that one, that one, that one, that one, and just sat on the floor Sunday morning for a couple of hours and played silly games.
Been picking up rubbish.
Ooh. Oh. Bastards, aren't they?
I'm going to do some on the way home.
You sad bastard. I will get to use this.
Is that something there?
Billy Mitchell.
So we are coming up to...
from EastEnders?
Well, we're just over 200 subs on YouTube and over 200 subs on Facebook now.
We're going to do something mental.
But yeah, I'll hopefully get a chance to use this soon. I bought this specifically for going out and interviewing and having a bit of fun. So, plus if we're going to go to any EGXs or anything this year. Interview.
We're not going to Play Expo in London.
When is that?
I don't know, just look it up.
Yeah, maybe then.
That's hard because it is. You just don't know, do you?
I'm surprised you didn't eat while you was chatting. Actually,
No, I don't
No,
like
we're
to.
polite.
I don't like to when we're interviewing.
yeah.
I
I
had a
was
couple of
busting for a
nuts.
piss.
I just really wanted a cup of tea, which I still haven't had.
I'll make it.
Gave you a cup of tea earlier.
Yeah, but that's one I've had. I've breathed. James going to play. We'll all go to play like a big gay train.
Huh?
Not that we've got anything against gays, but we just like train. We like a train. I can't say train for some reason.
I would have made a cake for 800 subs. I'm going to play Expo. Wicked. When is it, Jamie? I need a cuppa. Make Keith a cuppa.
One.
Actually, yeah. In my own place. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Light bulb. Oh, flipping out. Just
yeah, if you want.
don't be so keen. Get up the ladder. It's going to get me. Sorry.
You can do whatever you want to do. It's Wednesday and you finished work. Yeah?
Milk, no sugar.
You look angry.
It's making me angry because it's random every time, isn't it?
Mr. Angry. Mr. Angry plays Mr.
Ah,
Angry.
kids there.
Listen to Mr. Angry on Radio 1.
Can you get up the ladder? Get up the ladder.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Mr. Angry used to phone up.
No.
You're playing now.
Right, you'll have to tell me what to do.
Just got to look for stuff. Look for 4 things and take it up to that room and open the door and let her out. Let her out the hotel. Done. You saved her.
What am I doing?
Let me just read you the case. Where's the case gone? Will I do it? It says, very playable, fast-moving game. As a photojournalist, you must move quickly around the hotel, trying to find the lady. The hotel staff don't like you doing this either. Neither does Mr. Angry.
No problem, Gadget. He's just run. Oh, I just come back from the loo as well.
Sugar, Ann?
No thanks. You should know that. Right, so where am I going? Anywhere? I've just got
You
to
just
search
got to open
anywhere.
all the doors.
Oh, so it's... Oh, this is what you
Keep
said
away
about being random.
Keep away from him. Why has he stopped? You opened it and closed it.
Is there no sound on this game?
Only when you open the door. It's like... And now something makes a sound? I haven't had my earphones on. I'm going to master this game. I'm going to be a champion at it. Apparently there's a 2-player option. Is that on the same screen?
And what am I looking for? Key?
There's 4 items that I've found, but I'm not sure what does what. Obviously the key opens the door. There's a key, a pass.
Isn't it funny how the most basic looking games and stuff are actually really pretty good?
Light bulb.
Shit.
Yeah, you did a little bit of a fooling.
You can finish what you were saying. You don't have
Did
to
you
cut
have a
your
tea?
words.
No, I'm drinking.
You made me a tea and the host a tea. You're the guest.
Who's going?
No, I'm not really guessing anymore, are we?
Who's going?
Who's
No, it's probably my breath.
It is probably your breath actually.
Probably this, isn't it?
You haven't got a cup. You haven't got a coaster though, Ann. Here
That's
you are.
alright.
No, I'll put that one there.
Don't be a
Why have you only
dickhead.
got that many coasters? What's that?
Don't be a dickhead.
I don't think that's food. Let's go, carrot.
I do that sometimes.
Why can't he open
You
that?
do it at work,
Oh,
you
is
things
that
out
where
the
you need the
bin.
key?
Eat things out the bin.
I've seen you eating food out the bin before.
Am I eating food out the bin?
Yeah, no, you've eaten food out the bin.
No wonder
Probably.
why Lee's been going mad.
Bin.
Bin.
Hey Jamie, I see you was on Twitch earlier as well.
Hello, everybody. Right, let's look up this play thingy.
Oh shit! Open that door.
Yeah, let Mr. Angry out. You can get away
I was
from
doing
him.
pretty well.
You can get away from Mr. Angry. You just have to run.
Just think you got one of these joysticks now, Graham.
I'm fucking overrun.
Yeah, 20 quid and all. Because I was really fussy at playing with joysticks, and I know Jamie and
You've made me fussy because now I play with
Oh,
this
really?
and go home and play with my shitty things. Now I'm like, ah.
But I was playing with a Competition Pro Mega Drive controller with a Commodore adapter on it. And I got moaned at by Jamie. You're not supposed to play Commodore games. I said, well, as soon as these pads come out, I was hooked. So I used one on my Amiga back in the day, and it just stuck. And I've not played with a joystick since, and it's made me fussy. But like I say, when I went to the Retro Computer Museum, I got one of them joysticks, and I was like, oh mate, I'm hooked. I just sat there and I thought, I'm not even thinking about this joystick. I'm actually really enjoying playing the game. And I looked down, I looked at it, and I thought, I know why.
I've got a new technique.
Because normally joysticks you've got to hold under your hand, and it's that action where.
I'm just going to try and open them all
but that's
and run.
nice and long, isn't it? And you can and it's so easy to push. It's unbelievable. It feels really arcadey.
Do you know what I'm doing? I'm slightly pushing up, and he's not.
It's not moving.
No, right.
Right, it is.
You see, Keith agrees.
They've been on sale since the 8th of March, and it is in August. 11th and 12th of August in London.
Okay, that's just doable, isn't it? Yeah, but thanks to Gadget, I appreciate that. It's first time he's been on camera. I know he hates it as well, bless him.
The light bulb, you've got
Don't
a light
worry,
bulb.
I'm
I
just
appreciate that.
Just
It's
opening
wicked.
the doors.
I'm running.
What about Mr. Angry? Was he in that door, was he?
I don't know. It just
You
didn't open.
should have knocked first.
It just didn't open.
Do you like it? Did you?
Yeah, it's great. It's really good.
Shut up! I'm watching it.
That meant no.
Anthony.
Oh shit! It made me jump. I've got this
hear
really
that.
loud. I'm really loud on my earphones.
You've got 'em full blast.
I know. I've just got Anthony.
Spoil them.
They're annoying. You have to be like bang on. You're getting chance that you're going to open the door with Mr. Angry in a
Oh, I
minute.
think it's that one.
You gonna sing your song, Graham, are you? So where's the Swedish guys? Where's the Swedish house mafia?
Don't you
Where-
worry.
Yeah, that's why I sang that thing earlier.
He's in that door. I'm sure he is.
But yeah, he is. Yeah.
There's only one door up there because she's in the other one.
Oh,
The key then. You got 2 doors left.
He's coming up.
I want to
jump.
see.
You're a jump.
Wardruna, did
Forward
you get
jump.
your? Oh, he's just off it.
I was doing.
Wardruna, did you get your parcel all right? You won the game giveaway last week.
What?
He hasn't said anything yet. What? What happened?
You went what the? You what the? What the?
What did you get your game? Was there some monster
I'm
munch
supposed
in
to
it?
do that. Was he going to go funny over me pulling chink faces now?
Can't say
He
that.
is, isn't he? Look, see, he's already going.
No, he's kept it. He's not going to give any power to that.
Anthony. Don't be a dickhead.
He's behind that door.
That one the other night, it did actually sound like he really meant it, didn't
No!
it?
Doing
What are you doing?
Lee?
He's going to sniff you.
He's having a problem with that controller tonight.
It's got to be so exact left.
But how? You played Bruce Lee fine.
Yeah,
and-
Bruce Lee. No, the game's different. This one, Bruce Lee is better.
He's looking at me the same I was looking at you, like, none of this makes sense.
That doesn't make sense.
It's this game is different.
But he's even holding it weird. Look at him. His
Yeah, but
hand's
it's-
hovering on the top.
It's so I can do the pass.
Fucking hell. Fucking men.
Right.
Yeah, you got to just walk and push the button and he'll jump.
You got to be.
You don't
You
push
can't.
in the corner.
If you go slightly on a diagonal, he won't move. That's why I'm holding it funny.
Spy versus spy, yeah.
Oh, piss off!
What are you
I'm
doing?
trying to jump. Oh, he's going to come back up here now, isn't he?
Yeah, but you can jump over.
Oh, no, he's
Oh, he
buggered
don't.
off.
What was it? A review of Alien vs Predator which slated the controls. Left.
It's
Bruce Lee.
annoying. It's really annoying.
What's the point to this game? I don't know. Big Nuts was saying something.
You got to try and.
It's a bit like Spy versus Spy. Apparently, when we was playing Spy versus Spy last week, it reminded Big Nuts of this because you've got to collect all the little bits and bobs to see the woman or something.
Bugger off.
It's the same sort of thing, and you're timed as well. I didn't realise
Oh
that.
shoot, you are timed, aren't you?
Well, it must be doable.
He's in that one. Oh, it didn't open.
You got to be bang on it. Why can't you collect that then?
I can. I'm just trying to open all the doors first.
Bit cold there.
He's been a little bitch.
So there's the key. There's.
Right, I reckon Mr. Angry is behind that.
Little donkey, little
So what? Mr. Angry's randomised as well.
Yeah, but he's.
The only thing that's not randomised is her. She's always in that top door there.
Look, I've done it.
He's got 2 things.
You have, but you might fall and die. Where's the key? Oh yeah, you have done it. If you can not die.
I just need to get the key in that pass, don't I?
And you've got like
not a
2
lot of
minutes.
time.
2.5, 3 minutes. Sorry.
Come on, horse.
Horsepower, motherfucker, let's go.
I got off. Little wanker.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, come on.
Pokemon.
Go, go, go. I suggest you go upright and jump. He'll come over, that's it.
Oh, look at the time.
No, no, go.
I think you might have to actually physically get her out as well, like bring her down.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Possibly, I don't know. What are you doing to
He's
her?
gone in.
Taking a picture of her.
Oh, he done it! He done it! Is that the first time?
I died!
Is that the first time you see someone do it?
I think I just fell off a ladder.
I think you can jump to this. This is level 2. So
Is that the first time you've seen it done?
yeah, that's what I mean. The first time I played it was Sunday.
Hell.
I've never played it before. No.
It is randomised, but I kind of knew Mr. Angry was behind that door.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You're psychic.
Yeah, you sure Mr. Angry's not behind the same door all the time as well?
That one
They
won't
might have a
open.
few different doors there, maybe. No, it's been different when I was playing.
Oh, you got to be... You're on... Right, okay, you're on a ladder. You have to be bang on...
How many lives you got?
I don't know.
Or is it unlimited? Because that's not fair otherwise, is it? If Mr. Angry is randomised, that's not fair. As far as I'm concerned, is
I
it?
think you've got to be exact. Yeah, you've got to be...
You see laughing. I can see you laughing.
It didn't.
It's just gone... Oh, it's 11 o'clock.
It's the time.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice your nose. Your nose must have gone back to where it was. That
level
sounds fucking
2.
stupid, doesn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was a Gadget that bust his nose. You
Yeah.
can break your nose without going squiff.
Huh?
You can break your nose without
Oh.
going squiff.
So
But
it
you
was
fucking
screen
know
2 because
me
it's
like
level
again.
2.
I'm joking.
I changed the level, but the level makes it harder. You got to screen 2, didn't you? Not level 2. You got to screen 2. This is
This
level.
is player 2.
No, this is level 2. So it's made it more doors. There's more doors, isn't there?
No,
They're not more
this
doors?
is screen 1.
Yeah, but isn't there more doors on here?
No, it's completely different.
Right, okay.
The next one's got ladders.
Now this level, is this level different?
No, that's the first level.
Am I actually mental? Yeah, it is difficult. There's now someone else coming.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Something just flopped into your lap.
Me. Who is this?
How's that
Dust?
got harder?
I don't know. Because I made it harder. I thought there was more doors, but I think I'm just got confused with myself, brain.
It's 11 o'clock, and
Oh shit.
We
We
should
should
pick
be
some
going,
rubbish up.
guys. It's because it was such a long interview.
I think he's a footballer.
We should have gone at 11.
Hello. Oh, you wanted me.
Yeah,
Give me your
so
cuddle.
You're going to give me a
that's
nice
lucky. I
cuddle.
would have sat here for another 10 minutes.
You can sit there if you want. We'll go home and leave you here on your own. I can't hear it. I haven't got my earphones on. I don't know what you're saying.
Bastard. So anyway, we're going to leave it there.
thanks for your input.
Need input. We will see you next week for game giveaway.
Yeah.
Well,
Game
we're
giveaway.
gonna play-
What game are we going to give away?
Massive thanks to the new subs. Massive thanks to Gadget again. See you next week. Same time next time. I don't know what game. I'll have to find a game.
We're going to play... What's your favourite game?
New Zealand Story.
Yeah, we're going to play that next week.
We'll play New
'Cause a
Zealand
few people
Story next
requested
week.
New Zealand Story, so...
I know a few of them. I know a few of you have asked for New Zealand Story, so I've already got that. This was a new one tonight as well.
How do you donate to the pot?
If you type in exclamation mark and give and hit enter with no spaces, it'll give you the link. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers,
oh, thanks for the sub. and we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I just do them my royal way. What?
I don't know what I'm doing. Bye.
Has got me something. My lunch box.